Initiating match.
And hello everybody, we are in our very first Overwatch match of the year. I promise I learned how to speak English. And today we don't have our teams in order here, but that is okay. We have Hogs of War and the Stars on court. Roshatoma. Oh my goodness. That one's not English, I promise. Roshatoma on tank. Random Wolf and FaZe Lincoln on DPS. On the enemy team, we have Lazy Boy on tank. Lola Bear 913 and Arc on DPS. Please work. And King Divine on support.
5, 4,
we are starting off
3,
on Lijiang Tower.
2, 1.
And let's get right on into it.
Capture the objective.
So far, it's looking like we're gonna have a Genji doing some off-angle stuff here. I believe we have Genji flanking around behind the enemy team. Getting in their face. I'm Central going ahead and taking control of the point immediately, and it looks like our opponent's Guildford Tech are struggling. Is he going to get out? How many push that is the question.
Pause it, Crusaders!
We have Iowa Central just holding them in spawn. The team having trouble getting out. We'll probably see once their ultimates come up here, which it looks like we are probably another fight away from having happen. Potentially King Divine here with that window at least to get them out of this choke. That choke's going to be very hard to this up. We do have our own ultimates coming out. FaZe Lincoln and Cogs of War here put up their own ultimates. Just bashing the enemy's heads into the corner out here. He's playing pretty aggressive at this doorway going in. Is he going to get caught? Looks like Sports are able to keep him up pretty good. Pinning off the back here. This Iowa Central going to go hard. FaZe Lincoln having used ults. Should have kind of cleared out some of their team here. He's going up on this guy. He's going to finish off this guy. Gets the clearing that point, managing to hold that despite the team kind of being broken up a little bit there. But that is going to be the first round going to Iowa Central.
0-1.
Not a lot of ultimates that came out that round, so we'll have to see next round here if that's a little bit easier to follow. We can get some better ultimates on here. It's been a while since I have set these up. Alright, looks like we're making a swap here. Roshatoma going to Doomfist, so we're going to be playing a little bit more divey of a comp, still with the Sojourn and
5, 4,
Genji though, which is a pretty
3,
decent.
2,
The only problem is Sojourn's going to be pretty caught out here. Actually, no, we're just going to have a dive. We're going to have like a little bit of a dive and a little bit of a brawly comp here, actually kind of combination. So we'll have to see how this goes. Guildford see over high ground. We're having a hard time pushing in here. Very interesting pulling out the Sigma. Sigma is going to be pretty good against that Doomfist here, but it's looking like Iowa Central already managed to get picks on the board here. They do have Junkrat on the point. Guildford is attempting to FaZe Lincoln quickly going to clear out that Junkrat, and we are going to have the start on the point there, getting that capture bonus. Climbing up to 15% here. We got Roshitoma taking that front line there, taking that. Well, actually, we go FaZe Lincoln with the ultimate all the way. We're not gonna see any picks coming from that, but it is gonna give Iowa Central some zone here. Oh, but we see a double kill here from the Sojourn on high ground. Only 3 on Iowa Central's. 3 left on Iowa Central. Roshitoma going down. That's gonna leave the Stars and Random Wolf left to defend. Rotate back to point. Is Iowa Central lose the point here? And it looks like they are going to back off that point here with a 47% capture. Guilford Tech finally getting some points on the board here. We've got some harassment on the supports here. And it looks like King Divine is going to win that one out. So Iowa Central is down a support here. Only 3 on both sides. We're going to see Rush come out from the Kiriko. And it looks like Iowa Central has some backup going on the way. That's going to be Sigma ult. Lifting up Random Wolf. Random Wolf is going to go down. FaZe Lincoln getting that Sigma on the map is also going to go down. I have a lot of skirmishes here going on to the point. Everyone's kind of fighting their own player here. Ultimately, Guilford Tech is still holding this point here at 41%. We are going to see a decent pick here from the Doomfist, though, and with Ultimate coming out, is going to be able to get their Sigma down. All that's left is their Moira. We're getting punched off the map. That's going to clear the point. Iowa Central is going to take the capture there. 51% for Guilford Tech and 50 for Iowa now. So we'll have to see if Guilford Tech can come back to that point. Doesn't look like they have much in the way of ultimates. Just Skark here on Sojourn with that Sojourn ult. Have to see if they can be done with that, and it looks like very quickly that is a no. We'll see if we've got some good ultimates here for FaZe Lincoln. FaZe Lincoln pushing into the back line there, going straight for the support. Manages to get the pick off. That Roshitoma here is keeping them at bay. A pretty aggressive poke into their spawn. Iowa at 88% though. And we're gonna see Iowa Central holding them pretty good there. They are gonna manage to take care of Guilford Tech, managing to sneak around here though, trying to get that point to touch last second, but it does not look like that is gonna happen. This is the Iowa Central taking the first round. We'll be right back as we set up for the next round. Go to the play of the game.
Play of the game. Gale the Mahawk.
right, and here we are in Eichenwald. Waiting for the picks here for the teams. Just getting this pregame set up. Already a pretty fun match here for Iowa Central. Feel kind of bad for Guilford Tech. It looks like they were struggling that last round, so we'll see. This is their map pick, so hopefully this is their home field advantage. We'll see how Iowa Central handles it. This is Iowa Central's first time playing together, so we'll have to see how well they can pull this teamwork, or how well they can pull this team comp together. It looks like we've got an Orisa on the enemy team with FaZe Lincoln here on Doomfist. Looks like Iowa Central has changed up their roster just a little bit here. Cog Support on Hanzo, Random Wolf on Sojourn, Roshitoma on Brig, and the Stars on Juno. On the enemy team, we have Orisa with Bastion and Jumprat on DPS, and Ana and
5, 4,
Baptiste
3,
on support.
1.
Got some quick traps setting up here.
Defend objective A.
Looks like there's a good amount of chip damage there on Iowa Central. Not a lot of percentage gain from that though. That's part. I think Cogs of 4 dueling the tank here. See FaZe Lincoln coming into the back line and managing to push Guilford back. Slept. Getting a pick on the Bastion. And pushing back on it. Alright, so we Iowa Central clearing out Guilford. Looks like Doomfist going into the back line here. Or just pushing forward here, taking some space, getting ready to dive the back line more than likely. Very interesting to see a Doomfist doing pretty well into an Orisa that would be ordinarily considered a counter. You see Doomfist coming forward, trying to get that Bastion there. He is going to get caught into a pretty hard place there. Doomfist just doing Doomfist things, trying to bully their tank out, and it looks like they are going to keep pressing that payload. There's a big ante on Doomfist. Doomfist does manage to get out. It looks like the back from Roshitoma here. Roshitoma in a pretty aggressive spot in the high ground. We're gonna see some nationals coming out for the supports, but unfortunately nothing able to happen. They're just not able to get past Doomfist. That Doomfist is making this wall. The supports just keeping him alive. Just we're gonna see some ultimates. We do have Roshitoma here. With dragons, we're going to see 8 dragons come out. We can see lots of ultimates going for here on Iowa Central side, actually. And once again, Doomfist getting slept in the room there. Dragons come out. Does manage to get past. Boosting that damage as well as healing there. That is going to be that final push Iowa Central needs to have this 4 minutes and 42 seconds on the clock. It's a very fast push. We'll have to see if Guilford Tech is going to be able to match that and get us into overtime or not, or if they will fall short.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
All right, let's see Iowa Central's defense lineup. It looks like we have a Hazard for the tank and Cogs of War on Sombra. That is very interesting. Like Sombra's setting up for some cheeky plays here. We could see a potential like pretty decent dive here actually. Roshtoma positioning with Cogs of War. This is the workings of a pretty nasty combo, but it should only work once. We'll have to see
5,
as
4,
Guildford comes
3,
out if this is gonna be
1.
successful or not.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective A.
Looks like this Junkrat is in a tight position in the back here. We are going to see that Junkrat taken out. There it is, that ambush. They are going to be sneaking around the back end here. Hazard just dives in. Really good synchronization from Iowa Central here as they clear out Guildford Tech in their own spawn once again. Looks like they're pulling out a venture, looking for some way around this Sombra, likely. Toma just waiting at their spawn. Working with that Sombra there, but it does actually get separated out. Although it looks like we're seeing them play this one pretty smart here. You do see Random Wolf get taken out, but Iowa Central is cleaning up the rest of that fight, and it looks like they are managing to hold this right around their door here. The Venture coming in looking for that Sombra, and we're seeing that hack come out, and that is going to be a quick cleanup there from the Stars. Looks like Lucio sneaking all the way over to the point, though. Both supports here sneaking over to the point. And we're managing to push them away. FaZe Lincoln pressuring that Lucio right there. See them bullying this tank here, even in arms form. We're seeing Vermontra get taken out. Ooh, that is going to be Sombra ultimate. It sounds like that was taken out there as Skark was able to finish off the Sombra. Iowa Central only has 4 up here, 3 at the point actually now. Try and hold them in spawn still, but this is getting to be a pretty weak build here, as it looks like we're finally finding our footing from Guildford. Pushing in with that venture, they are able to take out Random Wolf. FaZe Lincoln here looking for a hurt. Stars trying to keep him up, but unfortunately he is going to fall. Tech pushes onto the point, and they begin to get some capture progress here. It's a good thing to get onto the board. It looks like Iowa Central is setting back up here. Oh, we're seeing Roshatoma go into touch. Looks like just trying to keep them around with capturing here. Unfortunately, they are going to capture FaZe Lincoln, trying to get there in time, but I don't think they were really communicative about that. I think they just went for it. I feel like Iowa Central is going to be once again fighting them in their spawn, though, as spawns have swapped sides. Junkrat tires to come out first, it looks like. Comes in, goes for FaZe Lincoln, gets the Stars. And we're going to hear exclamation come out here. And that's going to be a pretty good cleanup from Guildford. Good use of ultimates. Iowa Central does have a few ultimates of their own. We got Cogs of War here swapping to Widowmaker.
It's go time.
FaZe Lincoln coming back out of spawn. Ooh, and we are going to hear Venture's ultimate there get shut down. Looks like by the DPS on the enemy team. Iowa Central kind of falling apart here. They're not really finding. They had pretty good synchronization earlier when they were holding spawn. It looks like they're getting very separated out right now and picked off one by one. They're really going to have to take the time to regroup here. Roshatoma just on the point, trying to bully out their supports, it looks like. Widowmaker actually helping out here as well. And there's their back line falling. They still have to deal with this tank, however. Tank is going to use ultimate up here. And while the tank is pushing them into spawn by himself, we have the point completely open. missing the Junkrat. Junkrat does manage to escape that one, and we've still got the tank here holding this front line. So it looks like with the support there, that is helping a lot. Hazard finally getting the idea is going to go in and take out that support and then turn around on that tank, clearing out the front line. This would make here looking pretty hurt. It looks like Widowmaker is going to manage to get away from that Lucio. Just going to push up that Venture and take them down. Tech is going to be pushing up into a finally unstaggered Iowa Central here. This is going to make this fight a lot harder for them, and it looks like with that Hazard ult especially, that is going to clear them out really quickly.
Seconds remaining.
We've seen a big fight in their back line here. Central is clearing out their back line, but their front line is also clearing out Iowa Central's. Looks like the Hazard is going to catch up to them, and it looks like paired with the Brigida, they are going to be able to take out their tank and hold that point just a little bit longer here. 22 seconds on the clock. We're seeing if they can get this into overtime and maybe make this one final push here to make this to this second point. Looks like Venture's going to try to get that overtime. But right now they are staggered, kind of trickling in here one by one, and Iowa Central is not going to allow them to get a successful push out of it, as they are not able to touch. That is going to be Iowa Central with the victory for the second round.
Play of the game.
We will be right back. Okay, and it looks like Route 66 is our next map here. Moving on to Payload. Iowa Central rolling out with the Reinhardt. Reinhardt, Torbjorn, Sojourn. Sticking with and we're sticking with Mercy and you know. And I'm really slow on the names today, I apologize. The opposing team we have Orisa, Bastion, Sojourn, Ana, and Mercy. Iowa Central on the attack here first, it looks like.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Central grouping pretty tightly here. This is a very nice ball conflict going on. That is going to be the Bastion taken down, but the res is going to come out. Mercy is going to get punished for it. Bastion just kind of stuck in their back line. Torbjorn going to bully that Bastion. And we're going to see both tanks trade here. But Iowa Central just needs to get the Sojourn. Tank's going to get rezzed. Looks like Iowa Central Sojourn is down, and so is Guildford's. But that is going to be the payload moving in favor of Iowa Central as they approach the first point here. Got a Molten Core clearing out that hallway there. Orisa is still going to be able to touch her. Just stack her assault a little bit longer. Got the res from that Torbjorn.
Hammer down!
Pushing into the back line here. He's going to get slapped. Is antied as well. Looks like the Mercy is able to save his life there. That was very close. Alright, it's going to be Iowa Central getting that first point there. The Stars doing a very nice dance on the point.
Accompanying the payload.
You have some ultimates here coming up. This the Mercy ult's coming out right now. Reinhardt trying to push onto the point here and shove off that Orisa. Looks like it is working, but Bastion is going to turn forward. That's going to be this Orisa ult coming out. Once again, Mercy going down. That's going to be their that's going to be their res down for the count. It's that Bastion getting pinned into the wall here. Is Bastion going to go down? Ooh, and a big shatter. Big slam. They get 2 eliminations from it. 3 eliminations, counting the Orisa. And that is going to be Iowa Central cleaning up and getting that payload pushed. Big fight. Good fight for Iowa Central. The shatter was definitely very good play. Very risky without that Mercy there to keep you up without that like security blanket of the res. Going in without armor is actually a very dangerous play there. So Iowa Central was very lucky that they were able to pull that off. Another fight here, but it looks like Guildford is just trickling onto that point in with the Molten Core coming out. That is going to be Iowa Central clearing them out and pushing up. I can't get a good angle indoors.
Are you afraid to fight me?
Marking Sunlight Vector! This ends now!
really low, but with that Pocket Mercy, you're really going to have a lot of freedom to play with there, even on low health. Stars just continuing to push the payload. Iwasentral does manage to push Guilford Tech down. And are they going to be able to stall here at the last second? The Stars almost going down to the Soul Silver. The big shatter. Jumped into it. That's 3 of them caught in that shatter. Tank is going to go down, and Iwasentral is going to get that last little bit push there with Guilford not able to get out of spawn.
Score 0 to 3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
All right, 3 minutes and 4 seconds on the board. That is another fairly quick push here from Iwasentral. It does look like Guilford is sort of starting to win some fights here and is able to actually kind of contest Iwasentral a little bit, but Iwasentral is just a machine that is not being stopped today.
Ready for battle.
As they continue to roll out these team fights where they are coordinated and ultimately just winning the ult economy for the most part. All right, let's see if the Ramatra comp here that Guilford Tech has is going to be able to roll out and win this fight.
2, 1. Attackers incoming. Stop the payload.
Looks like we're seeing Cogsapor on the Lucio just harassing their tank. The tank is very distracted by this while the rest of Guilford Tech is starting to fall apart here. Ramatra turns around and tries to catch up with them, but it looks like FaZe Lincoln is just going to be putting out the hurt, finishing off more there. Lucio managing to come up with FaZe Lincoln and clear out a lot of their team there. And I was once again just pushing them into spawn here, winning this fight. We are going to see a res come out, but really how much is that Junkrat going to be able to do once this whole team is down? And the answer to that is going to be not much here as we see FaZe Lincoln consistently cleaning up here. Watch this from FaZe Lincoln's POV here.
Watch it.
Just continue to be a complete menace.
This ends now. This ends now.
much just one last fight here to get this payload pushed to the second point. We have the supports up here with Torbjorn. I'm not sure how much they're going to be able to hold this payload here. We got Lucio kind of in their back line,
30 seconds.
coming in to harass their Symmetra. Doing his best to just sort of harass their back line there. We are going to see the Lucio die here, but Roshitoma getting a couple of picks here and popping ultimate, getting a third pick. FaZe Lincoln getting that fourth. All that is left is their tank on this point. Only 8 seconds left on the match. They are not going to be able to touch this point. That is going to be another victory for Iowa Central. We'll watch this one last play of the game, but thank you all for watching. As soon as we watch this play of the game, we are going to end stream. I'll see you all next week.
Play of the game.
All right, GG's everybody. We will see you next week. Have a good night.